Good morning. Today is Friday, August 16th. I'm Andrew Garcia, and you're listening to Wake Up with KERA News. Today marks the start of a full weekend of triple-digit temperatures, with parts of North Texas from DFW up north to Sherman under an excessive heat warning starting today at noon. Expected feels-like temperatures will reach as high as 110. If you need me this weekend, you'll find me inside, standing directly underneath my air conditioning vent. Let's get into today's news. The Dallas City Council approved 2 voter-led initiatives to be put on November's ballot, although it was more of a ceremonial vote. One initiative includes decriminalizing up to 4 ounces of marijuana, which Police Chief Andrew Garcia says is beyond the amount people typically keep for personal use. The other would see the city hire at least 900 more police officers and use excess revenue in public safety. It comes as the city's currently deciding how to cover a budget shortfall caused largely by an excess of overtime at the county jail. Tarrant County homeowners could save money on their property taxes if the county adopts a lower proposed tax rate. Last year, county commissioners approved one of the biggest tax cuts in a while. On average, homeowners could pay just under $36 less this fiscal year if the tax break is passed. The 10th Street District in Oak Cliff is one of the oldest Freedmen towns in Dallas, full of Black ancestral roots. But over time, families have moved away and many of its stories have been lost. KERA's Zara Amici reports on how 2 cousins are using technology to preserve the historic neighborhood.
This can't be love because I feel so well, and yet I love to look in your...
In a Deep Ellum coffee shop, Misha Rudridge plays a famous jazz trumpeter, Clora Bryant, at full volume for everyone to hear. Bryant grew up in Dallas, specifically the 10th Street Historical District in Oak Cliff, an area established in the 1920s where freed slaves settled. For Ridge, Bryant is more than a famous trumpeter. She also happens to be Ridge's second cousin.
To know that I come from a long line of people who just really have made a way out of no way is literally, like, I feel invincible, I feel like sure-footed.
Ridge didn't learn they were related until 2020, a year after Bryant's passing. Ridge had been struggling to look into her family history. She says genealogy sites like 23andMe and Ancestry.com can provide some insight, but they often overlook the unique heritage of Black families. She wished there was a better way to connect Black descendants to their lost ancestry.
Okay, how can we all figure out how we're related?
Ridge started to talk with the other 10th Street descendants on the popular social app Clubhouse. That's where she met Jordan Brunson, who has family from Texas but at the time was living in Chicago.
I have been a family historian for 15 years up to that point and really wanted to spend more time getting into who are my people, where are they from, seeing the places and meeting relatives to put the stories together.
They began collecting stories from the other members in the group and eventually launched the website Kinkofa. It's a platform helping Black families uncover, record, and preserve their stories.
There just wasn't a tool that allowed us as Black folks to re-explore our stories and be able to tell them in a way that resonates with the pride and dignity that we have.
Since launching, Kinkofa has focused on the historically Black 10th Street neighborhood. Ridge and Brunson see it as an opportunity for current residents to control the narrative and preserve the largely untouched Freedmen's town.
You give our platform a starting point, and we're helping you enrich that story by connecting you to other pieces of it.
Ridge and Brunson received a grant from the Library of Congress to work with groups like Remembering Black Dallas and the 5 Mile Neighborhood Association to build public awareness of the area's history. Plans include libraries, digital museums, and a cultural center. Tammy Derrick is the president of the 5 Mile Neighborhood Association.
Just being able to intermingle with people that are part of your lineage, and the fact that all of this came together, it just wowed me.
But for now, the first steps to rebuilding 10th Street are gathering oral history and connecting with the community. Through its relative matching tool, Kinkofa has unlocked about 35,000 connections of people to their relatives in 10th Street, says Rich.
I think it's like Dallas's last opportunity to do that because all the other communities have pretty much been wiped out. And so it's like a once-in-a-lifetime chance to do something very impactful.
Among those who found relatives, Ridge and Brunson, they discovered their cousins.
We aren't just co-founders. We were just visiting Aunt Faye, who's my Aunt Faye now. And so there's shared family and lots of shared moments. This is my kinfolk.
The two hope to expand Kinkofa one day beyond the city of Dallas so all Black relatives can find each other.
That was KERA's Zara Amici reporting. The WNBA resumed action last night, but our very own Dallas Wings will make their return from the Olympic break tonight, hosting their Inspiring Women Night as they play the Connecticut Sun. Tip-off is at 8:30. And North Texas's brand new women's soccer team, Dallas Trinity FC, will be playing their first game this Sunday, kicking off the inaugural season of the USL Super League against the Tampa Bay Sun FC. And McKinney will be holding its first literary festival this weekend. It promises to be a haven for literature lovers, full of workshops, panels, and a lot more. You can learn about this event at kera.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. The show was produced and edited by Shardae White and Rebecca Moore. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get more news you need every morning from our colleague, Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at KERATX. Have a good weekend, stay cool, and we'll see you on Monday.